The hobby animal and the hobby function. What is that? That is your third function, your third animal. It's technically a demon, but it's not the last one. It's not the triggering one. It's kind of fun. You know, like, hey, look what I did. I had to use the hobby animal to try and figure out Clutterbug's type because it's very easy for me to get observer decider, DIDE, the usual racket. Sexuals can be tricky. The exact animal order can be tricky. And then the social types can be tricky. Why is she organizing? Well, if you're an IJ, you're organizing it because it's your savior. But then are you going to do a YouTube show about that? Maybe not. You probably want to do a YouTube show about the chaos. You want to do a YouTube show about your swing. So it's not, do you organize or not? Now, if you really understand the hobby energy, and you kind of got to see it in yourself, you got to know what your hobby function is, your hobby animal. So for me, my hobby function is TE. It's a demon, but it's in the top 3. It's my second function. So it's not triggering. TE is not triggering. So look at me, I'm smart, I'm talking to the tribe, I'm figuring stuff out, I'm getting points for my demons, yay. Now, do I want to do the SE? Do I want to do the consume? That gets triggering, that gets hard. My hobby animal is play. Yeah, I'll go back and forth with the tribe, I'll talk with the tribe, I'll hang out with the tribe, yay, a couple hours, okay, I'm out of here. Not play as a savior, and not play last, where it's like a super triggering thing. So I'm looking at Clutterbug, I'm like, okay, she's doing a lot of organization, and I don't think that is a savior state. If you go through the videos here that I recommend if you're diving into the class, especially like her TED Talk or whatever it is, she's telling her life story. And she's been through a lot in life, so she didn't just show up here. This is somebody that took the long way around the hero's journey, went through all the hard stuff, including the Chinese prison. So she's had some pretty big extreme things in her life to bring her to this point. So this is somebody with a lot of dimensions. This isn't just surface level savior only. This is a person that's been through a lot. Now she's still playing like, yay, I'm a mom, I'm helping you with organize, but there is like so much stuff deeper below of the character that she's had to go through to build. So you gotta look for what are you not seeing? What has this person been through? What's their stories? How'd their mommy raise them? This kind of stuff. And so she feels like to me that she's sleep last because she's super extroverted. She's ADD. She's all over the place. And so she can out extrovert anybody. So she feels like she's all the way up there, play blast, consume, sleep last, cranked all the way up. But then I'm like, okay, is a sleep last going to be doing organizing as a hobby? Like, it's not that a sleep last can't do organizing. I have seen that. People in real life, they're sleep last and they organized and they decluttered. That is sleep energy. But are they doing that consistently as a hobby? Usually what I've seen is those that are sleep last, when they do a decluttering and when they organize their garage and their house and their kitchen and all that, it's a really big deal. And it's kind of a one-time event. I don't mean that literally, but like, it's a lot of triggering intensity. It's not something they're like, yay, and I'm going to do this all the time. So I couldn't quite make her sleep last because I'm like, I have not seen that before in the data where somebody is like, yay, I'm sleep last and I'm triggered by decluttering and I'm triggered by narrowing down. I'm triggered by organizing, but I'm just doing it for fun on a YouTube channel because I went through my hero's journey. The hero's journey doesn't change you that much. You're still you're just getting more balanced. And so it felt like to me, this is hobby energy. So I'm like, I think she has sleep not last. Now, if she doesn't have sleep last, she sure doesn't have it first or second. She doesn't have it as a savior. So this column here, the play, blast, sleep. There's such an interesting column whenever you meet a play, blast, sleep. It's quite an interesting contradiction because you have somebody that is double activated OI and their savior play and their savior OE. What the contradiction is that? Well, it's kind of what you get here. You get all of this chaos, all this play energy, all this OE, all this new, and I'm organizing. Like if you watch her shows, if you watch her videos, that's what it is. It's literally one of the most chaotic people you'll ever meet on the whole spectrum of people. And she's teaching a class on organization. And that's the joke. That's what's funny. That's what's interesting about it. And that's what's so good because it's like, oh my gosh, if this crazy lady can do this and narrow down and she's tripping over herself, then oh my God, I should be able to do this as well. And her message is exactly that. She's like, look, you crazy idiots, if I can do this, you guys could literally do like 3 things. And she teaches the kind of narrow down stuff that we have found through hard times. And then it's like, look, open up the drawer, just find the one thing, the one utensil that you hate where the handle's falling off and just get rid of that and you're done for the day. There you go. That's nice little steps. Little chip away. She's taking into account. She's like, look, I know this is hard. I know you want to make this perfect. I know you want to panic. And therefore, everybody, you do nothing. If you can't do it perfect, you just go the hell with it. Just let it pile up. And she's like, hey, just start chipping away at this. Because the sleep animal is doing what? It's wanting to narrow down. It's wanting to divide. Do we really need all these forks and spoons and utensils? Just by the way, if you ever, here's a tip. If you're living with roommates, and you're the one in charge of the dishes, I know you'll hate this, but this works. I will masculine TI fight you on this. This is how you do it. You literally throw everything away except for like 2 forks for you, 2 forks for me, 2 forks for you. And that's it. Because you can't share. You can't be like, oh, there's unlimited forks. Just, wash them when you get a chance. You just have a pile up of dishes and stuff. If you actually do ruthless narrow down on the front end and you throw away all your Spider-Man cups and you narrow down to just a couple of things, now it's so much control and so much, I don't want to let go. I don't want to go. But then when you let it go, you're like, I have freedom in my life to do other things because I'm either not doing the dishes all day on the weekend or having anxiety unconsciously all week because of the dishes. So how do you want your pain? And this is what she gets into. She's like, look, you need to go through a lot of self-therapy to talk this out, because why you're not throwing away your My Little Pony Pixie Cup is for deeper childhood issues that you're not addressing. And it's just coming out through your dishes. That's why, if you ask me, the best self-growth is the lower stuff. How you take out the trash, the dishes, all this kind of stuff. So this is what I like about her very much, is that she's doing the self-growth through the hard, simple stuff. Jordan Peterson, if you can't organize your room, you're not going to organize your life. Come on, get on it. Stop running from that. So that's a little hint if you're going to be typing her for the class. Allegedly, my guess is she probably has sleep as a hobby function, sleep third. So do the math with that. And then the socials is definitely a little bit interesting. It's like she's got a lot of drive. She's got a lot of intensity. Is this an external drive? Is this coming from all of the craziness of her environment and everything that she's been through, and it's pushing her forward? Because with the 2s and the 4s, it's like the more we get our butts kicked, the more we get motivated to do something about it. Like literally, she's a part-time fireman where like she sleeps with her clothes on with a beeper ready to go. If there's a fire, she runs out the door and like she's a volunteer firefighter, whatever. Like, what the heck? Okay, so why are you a fireman? Well, my brother is a fireman and he's a social type 3. Maybe she's a 3. I don't know, maybe. And I know another fireman and he's a 4. And I know another fireman and he's a 2. And I know another fireman and he's a 1. So now what? Okay, it's not are you a fireman or not? It's what is your motivation? What are you getting out of this? Is it because you thrive off the reactionary environment? I know that's why I would be a fireman in some make-believe land. Is like, I just love sitting around playing video games and then you alert me and I'll respond. And then I'll run to the scene and I'll manage everything and not get anything done. Yay, social 2. That's what we'll be covering in the class coming up here.